Alright, and thank you for joining me on Project Defiant, The Hill. And joining me on commentary is Adam Mullen. Thank you very much, Adam. Alright, and there's those two sexy people running down the hill. It's Alex and Martin. And then the lethal Vance Major. It's Eric Menard right there, or Minard. As I've said before, I think this is probably the most fun I've ever had playing the character. I think he's in his element right here. You actually had a lot helping me write this and come up with the ideas for this. You want to talk a little bit about your experience on that, man?
Yeah. So, you know, you sent me the script idea. I read it over, and I let you know, I like it, or what needs to be changed, because it's all intertwining with what I want to do with Project Defiant. So you and I worked really closely in making sure that that this story gels with what I've got going on.
What did you think I would do?
Right on, man. Now the character of Alex, she originally wasn't part of what you have coming on for Project Defiant. For those that don't know, and I think we can spoil a little bit of it. Episode 1 for us will take place in the regular universe. Episode 2 and 3 will take place in the mirror universe. That's not spoiling it for anyone, right? It's okay to say that.
No,
right?
Yeah,
okay.
That's fine.
Okay. So before this came out, we didn't have any plans for the Alex character. After this came out,
whatever you want.
You had some ideas for the character after this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the chemistry that she had, at least with me, I really enjoyed her acting. I had never acted with her before, but I felt the presence that she had when I was at the Promenadicon with her. I thought she had decent chemistry with the people around her. I think she has a certain type of presence about her. I think it came across here.
No, none. It's fine.
I think the same thing with Crystal. I think she comes across as a very powerful person as well. I think the chemistry between her and Alex is extremely powerful in the subtleties between those two characters, and I'm excited to see what you have for that. For those that don't know, real quick before you jump in with something, those that don't know, Trey Nar does the voiceover for Martin here. We had to hide the fact that it was Martin in this scene who gets stabbed and killed, so Trey decided to do the voiceover for him. And you couldn't tell. Like when I heard it was his voice, I was like, man, he's really, really good. So that dude, tip of my hat to Trey. He does really good voice work, and he's also done some voice work for you, hasn't he?
Yeah. So he was in my audio drama's prologue episode as Captain Hunter, very small part, and then he's going to be the helmsman for the rest of the episodes on the Unity, which is my audio drama's main ship. So he'll play Ensign Kyle.
I know what it's like to be so.
Yeah, he had he's done. Let's see, he did the voiceover here. He was in the Valhalla Stone as I think the ambassador. No, he played Commodore Boone, a voiceover for Commodore Boone, and then he did the voiceover in Discover. He was, the comm officer or whatever that comes over the comm and talks to me there. So it's and in each one you can't recognize that it's him. So the guy has a huge talent,
He's a great editor.
Oh, dude, I wouldn't have I wouldn't have half the films I have without him. So, dude, yeah, he's honestly the best.
He's also editing my audio drama too, so I appreciate what he's doing for me.
And the thing about it is, and what most people don't understand is he does it for free. When people sit there and nitpick fan films, it's like everybody in these films, like none of us have gotten paid, regardless whether it's costuming, people who go out and it's like they get paid for materials, but they don't really get paid an awful lot to do the extra stuff. You know, they basically go for cost. You know, they don't really make a lot for what they do. The people who go out and act, you know, they do it on their free time. Like everyone here drove at least, you know, 3, 4, or 5 hours to get there, to do this on a weekend, you know, taking time away from family, time away from jobs, you know. I mean, it's, you know, all of us, you know, did it for free. So when people sit and nitpick on stuff, it's like, man, this is a labor of love. And then down to editing, you know, everything we did was, you know, he did because he loved to do it. And so it's like, when I look at stuff like this, it's like, man, I love and respect all of you people, because there's just so much talent here, you know. So.
I thought you were gonna take care of all of them.
And then good old Scott Johnson right there, set owner of Starbase, old Starbase Studios, you know, set owner of the sets. Good old friend of mine. What you can't tell is, because the way the camera is angled, is he has shorts on. Because he's always wearing shorts, so he's you know, you can't tell that, but you know, trick of the camera, you know, we just angle it differently and you can't tell. As you'll see in the next shot, we do a close up of him as he's walking by, you know, just so we can hide the fact that he's in shorts. We do the same thing in the Valhalla Stone. So, but what was Tommy, seeing your character, because Crystal here is playing your character Yara.
Yeah, right? Yara El Nath. So she's well, in the first movie, she's the first officer of the USS Defiant. In the movies that will, or I'm sorry, audio dramas now, I misspoke. In the audio dramas that will follow The Hill, she will be the captain of the the ISS Defiant. I keep misspeaking here.
What is it we're looking for?
Nah, it's okay, man.
Not until you're ready.
So, going into the Mirror Universe stuff, does any of the stuff that happened on Star Trek Discovery's Mirror Universe stuff, does any of that stuff bleed over into what we've done here?
Yeah,
since it's now an audio drama, no longer a visual medium.
Well, what's interesting is, you know, when I wrote the script for the second audio drama, originally as a film, you know, it was a year before, you know, actually about a year ago that I wrote it. So it was well before anyone knew that Discovery was going to go to the Mirror Universe. But so there are elements that I want to try to incorporate into the audio dramas. Now that we don't necessarily need to do a visual medium, it would be a lot easier. But you know, it was really cool seeing that the Defiant still had some minor role to play on Discovery, and it was just kind of cool, you know, kind of like being in the same creative mindset as the Discovery writers, going, oh, they want to use the Defiant as well, you know, in a very much minor way. I was actually kind of hoping we would see it, you know, in all of its glory. That would be really cool. But anyway, yeah, I want to try to incorporate a few elements from that. I haven't really thought about story elements, like major story elements, but that's definitely something to think about.
Right on.
Because what the two Mirror Universe stories I want to tell, they take place around the same time as the motion picture, so it's, you know, maybe, you know, a little bit less than 20 years after Discovery or so, if I did my math right. So whereas the Prime Universe episode will be just before the Tholian web from the original series, so there will be several years, you know, apart from these stories, but all together it will tell one massive story.
Well, I can tell you, Adam, if you've messed up on your math, those Trekkies, they'll let you know. So, you know, you better get it right. So.
Yeah.
Now, here's an actress, Yava. That lady, I have...
That's enough.
the first time I acted with her, which was on the set of
You wanted the area secure.
Menard,
It's secure.
and actually it was the first thing I ever acted with her in was another project, Defiant short, which was Dark Glimmer,
How long till it goes
which
down?
is actually where Minard kills her.
Promise me the value
It takes
will be
place
mine.
after this.
Yeah, it takes place. After
the hill.
Yeah, after the
That's
hill,
all that matters.
because it
I
goes.
don't get this, Crystal. None of it.
It goes Gemini,
Then get on it,
Persona,
my love.
The Hill, Command and Conquer, and then Dark Glimmer. And so, we shot them all in reverse order, which people didn't really realize that's what I was doing. But I did that to kind of troll them. So people would be like, I don't understand what's going on here. But that lady, she's so talented. And when we shot, because we shot 5 films on that first day, and she was such a trooper. But I wanted her to die because I thought, I wanted, in Menard's short story, I wanted that to be the love story, but I wanted her in the mirror universe. I wanted Menard, I wanted Minard to be the one to kill his wife, and I thought that would just be poetic irony. But I tell you, just knowing the fact that from where we started that first day to where she's been here and all the things that she's been in since, she's such a blessing to have on set. To have her in this, even a small part, she's just so talented,
When the time comes,
So,
you'll know it. But that thing can't be allowed to live.
but I tell you, this scene between these two girls, Crystal and Alex really play well off of each other, I think.
It would be. It's kind of a shame that now we're doing audio dramas instead of visual medium, like a film, because now we won't get them in the same, shooting location, the same scene together. So that's too bad, but it will still be fun to have the characters interacting later on.
Right. Well, the thing about it is, like, in my head, I had, this, because of course, I really wanted Minard to be like this big badass villain, because of course, we all build ourselves up to be bigger than we are. But like the way they played off of each other, where Crystal kind of has this whole, fear in her eyes or whatever, paranoia, like it really, like it sells that character, it sells the character so well. And just the way this I think more than anything sells the character that we were trying to convey, because I think Minard is supposed to be a very important character in your stories coming up. And I think the fact that Yara is your character, and it shows the personal history between those two characters, it makes it more terrifying, like what exactly is happening, between these these people. So I find that really fascinating, and that's one of the draws that made me want to come back to fan films. After I left, it made me want to come back. So
The Empire will not be at your command. Listen to
I tell you, when I
reason.
swing the sword,
Change, Aaron.
I was very careful to make sure that I didn't hit her, because I was like, this would suck.
Yeah. Oh, so that was a surprising twist for me when I first watched this. I was like, oh,
You can protect my son.
Oh, stabbing
Do I need to
Scott.
take her out?
yeah.
Well, like the whole thing about it was like I really wanted the character to be like unpredictable. Like he doesn't care about any of you people. Like all of you guys are just pawns. And like he wants you around as long as he needs you. Like all of you are disposable people.
Calm down.
And that like unpredictability. Like he's got all of this mapped out, and so
You have no idea the
getting rid
privilege I
of
have.
Scott's character, like he didn't mean anything to him, So the fact that
It's a shame you won't be
it's surprising.
around.
Like I'm glad that worked.
We've also got Martin here playing another character of mine, Dr. Thrasis, who originally wanted to be an Andorian,
You all know where you stand.
but for filming purposes. But you convinced me. Let's make him human because of budget.
Float ship in orbit. Melbourne.
about costs and just having it be a little bit more practical, just having him be a human.
Well, and that's the thing. Like most people don't understand is like they think they're going to make the next big thing in fan films, but it's like when you actually have a fan film budget, then it's a matter of dollar signs. And by the way, just to let you know, that's not a gut on me right there. It's my 6-pack is so big, it's bulging. So that's what it is right there. It's not a gut. So, but yeah, no, it's budget constraints. People don't realize when you're actually making a film. And for me, I didn't want to spend half a year garnering thousands of dollars for a film. I wanted to make more stories than that, so, but, well, Adam, seriously, man, thank you for doing the music for this. Thank you for helping me, come up with the story and supporting the story on this. And thank you for, joining me on the, audio commentary. It's a lot of fun. Appreciate it.
No problem.
And thank you for joining me on just the story of all the stories in general. You've been a big supporter of me and a big fan of mine, and I've been a big fan of yours. So thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. So.